It is our island. We must defend it. We make a lot of noise, but somebody's going to call you on it. What does Boricua mean? We're going to have some fun with this. It's the Taino name for Puerto Rico, and it means La Tierra del Altivo Señor, or the land of the mighty Lord. Now, I want you to do something with me. You're going to say with me, Boricua, Boricua, and then I'll say these things as my buddies here play, all right? Okay? Give me a bomba there. You're gonna go like Boricua, Boricua. That's gonna be yours, right? Are you ready? Ready? Go. Boricua, Boricua. Land of the mighty Lord. Boricua, Boricua. La tierra del altivo Señor. Boricua, Boricua. Land of the mighty Lord. Boricua, Boricua. La tierra del altivo Señor. Boricua, Boricua. Land of the mighty Lord. Boricua, Boricua. La tierra del altivo Señor. Vaya. Now, so somebody asks you, what does Boricua mean? Say it's from the Taino, also known as the Arawak Indians. A-R-A-W-A-K. Los indios de Puerto Rico, but those Indians, you know, they got around. They got around. Okay. Ahora, déjame decir algo. Los italianos también son muy orgullosos. Y a mí me gusta la pizza y el espagueti. Y me gusta ver de vez en cuando un episodio de Los Sopranos. Pero están pasados con eso de Cristóbal Colón. I know that Christopher Columbus did a good job for the Queen and all and traveled around. But the Taino, Arawak Indians, were actually explorers who landed on la Isla del Encanto. According to Professor Calderon, the Tainos are generally considered to be part of the Taino Arawak Indians who traveled from the Orinoco Amazon region of South America to Venezuela to these Caribbean islands. They were not the first indigenous group to arrive in Puerto Rico. They weren't the first ones even. There were other Indians before, called the Archaics. They had arrived from Florida, count the years, 2,500 years ago. This earlier group were fishermen and hunters and lived a nomadic life. Their culture was simple and they did not develop any art forms or farming methods. About 1,700 years ago, the Tainos arrived. They navigated the Caribbean Sea on the canoas. You know what that sounds like? They went to Jamaica, Bahamas, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, Christopher. I'm sorry. You know, somebody got there first. Although the Indians were peaceful and non-aggressive, they had to combat the fierce Caribs who attacked the Taino villages. Ironically, the region became known as the Caribbean, named after these fierce Indians. The Tainos settled in Puerto Rico and quickly displaced or fused with the earlier indigenous groups. They were farmers and had a more advanced culture than that of the earlier groups. In their Arawak language, Taino means the good ones. Thus, when Columbus arrived in 1493, over 500 years ago, they identified themselves as Taino, the good and gentle people. Now, my people, today, I have said nothing. No he dicho nada comparado a lo que en verdad hay para hablar de nuestra patria. Let me just share with you a few facts that I think are pretty interesting. If you go online on the Wikipedia encyclopedia, there's something that says, did you know that? And there's something for Puerto Rico. Did you know that the first opera in history to be recorded was Pagliacci by Ruggieri Leoncavallo, and that the recording was made by tenor Antonio Paoli in 1907? Antonio Paoli, born 1871 in Ponce, Puerto Rico, was known at the height of his fame as the king of the tenors and as the tenor of the kings. He was the first Puerto Rican to reach international fame in the musical arts. Did you know that Major General Luis R. Esteve, the first Puerto Rican to graduate from West Point, graduated first in his class, a class that included Dwight D. Eisenhower, future president, and Army General Omar Bradley. Did you know that this song, rock and roll hit, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, considered one of the greatest rock and roll songs, was written by a Puerto Rican, Herman Santiago? General Pedro del Valle, who played an important role during World War II. Besides General Eisenhower, Bradley, Patton, and MacArthur, there was a Lieutenant General, Pedro del Valle, who played an important role during World War II. And Gary, if you're still here, you don't have to feel that far away from us. The father of black history, his name is Arturo Schomburg. He's Puerto Rican. There you go. So you're right there with us. Did you know that the youngest person ever to have won a world boxing championship is Wilfredo Benitez, Puerto Rican? Now this is a good one. There's a medical term. The medical term is called menuditis. Escucha eso, dilo, menuditis. A diagnosis for girls who need medical attention after attending a concert. It came about after Menudo, considered as Puerto Rico's most popular boy band, gave a concert. Menuditis. Did you know that after the United States, Puerto Rico is the country that has hosted the most Miss Universe contests and the one that has won the most times after the United States? And I think you know that Puerto Rico is the world capital of rum. Borrachone. Puerto Rico is the third country in the world with the most boxing champions in history, after United States and Mexico. Much bigger places. And here's a good one. Did you know that the public display of the Puerto Rican flag was considered a felony, and that anyone who did so could end up in jail? This was the case from the years 1892 to 1954. So I feel like Hector LaBoy, who said, "Si me lleva la jara, no va a llevar a todo el mundo, ¿verdad?" In 1 minute. Now to sum it up, especially to you young ones, let's begin to learn about why we are so proud. Let's know how to defend our history and our culture. That way, when we shout, Boricua, we can shout it louder and prouder. Boricua, Boricua, say that, ready? Go. Land of the mighty Lord. La tierra del altivo Señor. Land of the mighty Lord. Tierra del altivo Señor. Gracias, mi gente. I thank you all for being with us today. At this time, we're going to have a dance presentation, and it is Salsero Reborn Dance Company, presented by Jennifer Junco.
Back up.